Hi there, I'm Dr. Rolanda Fabian, wife, mom, educator, veteran, wellness enthusiast, and I'm also the proud founder of Bright Idea Consulting. I'm passionate about helping you thrive, prioritizing your well-being, achieving your breakthroughs, and unlocking your personal potential. Here, we dive into practical tips, inspiring conversations, and transformative strategies to help you navigate life's challenges with confidence and grace. Whether you're looking to strengthen your relationships, practice better self-care, or find balance amidst the chaos, you are in the right place. So if you're ready to grow and create the life you always dreamed about, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Now let's dive into today's episode and start building your brighter tomorrow today.
Hey there, family. It's Dr. Rolanda, and I want to welcome you back to another episode of Dr. Rolanda's Bright Ideas. I am coming to you with episode 4 in a 4-part series that we've been talking about your Inner Realm WELLth, WELLth. I'm your host, Dr. Rolanda, and today we're going to be talking about pillar number 4. We've already done physical, emotional, and mental. Today we're going to talk about the 4th pillar, which is your spiritual wealth pillar. Now, before you go and grab your Bible or your cup of coffee or both, let me say this. Spiritual wealth isn't about religion. It's about relationship. Your relationship with the Lord, with yourself, and with your peace. So, if we're being honest, some of us are doing all the right things spiritually, all the right spiritual things. But at the end of the day, we're left still feeling empty. That's why we're here to talk about spiritual wealth today, okay? And what that will look like and how will you know when you're off. You already know. If you ever find yourself praying but not really connecting, reading the word but not really hearing anything being spoken back to you, if you're serving everyone else but you feel like your own soul is just running on fumes, that's called spiritual burnout. That's what I want to talk to you about today. And it's quiet. You don't even realize that it's happening until you wake up one day just wondering, where did I go? And when did God start feeling so distant, so far away? You're gone because you're constantly running, doing, but you're not really feeding your soul. And God has not gone anywhere. He's waiting on you. The Lord is waiting on you. When your spiritual wealth is off, you start doing faith. That's the thing. You start doing faith on autopilot. You pray, but it feels like it's routine. You're checking things off the list. You show up, but your heart is disconnected from what you're doing, from where you are. You give and you serve and you lead, but you're pouring from an empty vessel, from an empty well. You know what the hardest part is? You start to feel guilty for being empty. You start to push even harder because you feel so guilty, and you volunteer more, or you say yes when you really need to be saying no. You just start thinking, if I just do more, if I just maybe do this or have that or go here or whatever it is, fill in the blank, that you're going to start to feel closer to the Lord. But what if the closeness that you're desiring doesn't come from doing more? What if it comes from actually being still? Think about that. Be still and know that I am God. Let me tell you, there are so many women that I come in contact with in doing this type of work. I'm just going to tell you about one whose story always stands out when I think about this. It helps me even stay on track. She was the go-to girl, right? She was the person at her church that everybody ran to when it was time to pull something together. The church was like a revolving door. She showed up for every women's ministry. She organized all the events. She volunteered. She did outreach. And all these things that she was doing were completely amazing. It will blow your mind, the type of things that she was always being involved in. She came to me one day and said that, what she was doing, she felt like she was doing this all for God, but then she couldn't feel the Lord anymore. And she was like, it's like I'm performing spirituality. I'm not living spirituality. Can you relate? I know when she said that to me, I could definitely feel it. And when I realized that spiritual burnout doesn't always happen because you're in sin, sometimes it happens because you're in service. Even good things can sometimes become very draining. And when you're not fueled properly, when you are running on your energy and not on grace, when you are performing and not really living what you're doing, you're going to run out. You're going to run out of gas. 1 Kings 19 tells us the story of Elijah. And Elijah's a prophet who was chosen, powerful, and yet one day he hit his breaking point. He ran into the wilderness, sat under a tree, and said, God, I've had enough. You ever had that moment? Does it sound familiar? Because I know for sure I have had that moment. But you know what God did? He didn't scold him. He didn't send him an angel to punish him. He sent him an angel with food and water and let him rest. Before God gave Elijah a new mission, he gave him a nap and a snack. That's one of my favorite stories. It reminds me that I'm human and I deserve to rest too.
Hey there, sorry to interrupt, but I just want to know if you're enjoying the show so far. If you are, this is the perfect time to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on the practical tips and inspiring conversations and our proven strategies where we're showing you how to prioritize yourself, strengthen your relationships, and thrive in every area of your life. Did you know that most of our listeners say these episodes have given them the clarity and tools that they needed to start making real changes? So don't miss out. Subscribe now and stay connected to the community that's all about helping you grow and glow. All right, now let's get back to the show.
Wealth is understanding that God cares about you. He cares about your rest, and He cares about your results. He cares about you. 30:15 says, that's Isaiah 30:15 says, in quiet and trust, that's going to be your strength. God is not impressed by your hustle. He's not even moved by it, honestly. Sometimes the holiest thing you can do is stop pretending that you're fine and be still long enough to let Him fill you again. Not feel, but fill. Replenish you. If you are constantly running, thinking that your running is getting you to the place where you want to be spiritually, it's not working, sis. How can you start truly restoring your spiritual wealth? I want to share with you 2 simple practices that we do inside Inner Realm, and these are ways that you can reconnect with your Lord, Savior, and yourself without feeling guilty or without trying to grind your way to it. Okay? I want you to do this with me. The first thing is called the morning alignment prayer. Before your feet touch the floor, before you reach your hand over to your phone, before you open an inbox on your computer, take a minute and say this: God, order my thoughts, order my energy, order my steps today. Let everything that I do flow from peace, not pressure. That's it. That's the prayer. You'll be amazed at how the 1 minute of alignment can change the whole flow of your day. Because it's not about the length of your prayer. It is about your intention. It is about the intention of your prayer. All right? So that's number 1. Say your prayer before you even get out of bed. 2 is the Sabbath hour. Now, I'm not saying you have to clear out a whole entire day. I'm saying start small. Set aside an hour a week. Just try that. No phone, no chores, no noise. Just be still. Journal, rest, breathe, pray. Simply exist. That's it. Give yourself that. Because rest isn't a reward. It's a rhythm that you have to establish. When you build rest into your day, you remind yourself, your soul, your spirit that it's safe to stop striving and pushing and hustling and grinding. You remind your spirit that you are worthy. Okay? So just take that 1 hour, start with a week, 1 hour a week, and do that for yourself. One of my clients, who happens to be an educator, started her Sabbath hour and built it into her Sundays anyway. She was already running, going to church, so after church she just set aside some time on Sunday afternoons to be her power hour, her Sabbath hour. At first, she felt guilty, like she should be cleaning or grading papers or doing something other than what she was doing, which was being still. But after 3 weeks, you know what she told me? That 1 hour became sacred time for her. She said, I stopped snapping at my kids. I started hearing from the Lord again. It made a difference in everything. And that's the thing. When you create stillness, you make room for God. And He doesn't just meet you there. He's actually been there waiting for you to show up. So create your Sabbath hour once a week. And before you get out of bed, before you do anything else, take some time to just say a quick prayer for yourself. You set the pace of the day. Spiritual burnout doesn't have to affect your faith. It affects everything. But when your spirit is depleted, your decisions get cloudy, your emotions get heavy, your body gets tired. It affects your emotional, your mental, and your physical well-being. Because the spirit is the engine that runs everything else. Right? This world will tell you to recharge your phone. It'll tell you to keep going, but it won't tell you to recharge your faith. It won't tell you to pause. It'll tell you to check your messages, but it won't tell you to check your heart. True wealth, WELLTH, is the kind that actually sustains you. It starts, though, with peace, and it starts with peace in your spirit. The crazy thing is, I'm talking to you about your spiritual well-being as the fourth pillar. But truly, if you start with this as your foundation, it'll affect all the other ones and make it easier for you. This is what Inner Realm is all about. We are about helping women reconnect with their God, with their purpose, with their peace, with their spirit, with themselves. It's not about adding more to your to-do list. I know you're busy. I know it. It's about helping you to hear from yourself again, helping you to hear from God again, helping you to reprioritize yourself so that these four domains that impact so many areas of your life are settled and you're not running and spiraling. If you've been feeling that quiet distance, it's a reminder for you. The Lord never left you. He never moved. He's just waiting for you to stop. Stop running. Stop running long enough to rest in Him. This is your spiritual wake-up call. This is your invitation to Inner Realm. I want to thank you for joining me today. I know that there are things that I've said over the 4 weeks that have really resonated with you. I hope that I have touched you, and I hope that you will touch another woman who you know will benefit from hearing this information. There are others out there who are spiritually tired. This is something that can help them too. And remember, peace is not something that you earn. It's something that you allow. Allow it to happen. That's what spiritual wealth looks like. Anytime you hear us talk about wealth, we're not talking about money. We know that wealth is usually equated with money. We're talking about being well, wellness across all the areas of your life. I believe from my own experiences, and so many others have shared the same, that when you get your wellness together, it impacts your ability to have wealth. It impacts your relationships. It impacts your well-being, your spiritual well-being, your body, your physical well-being. It impacts all the other areas of your life. So it's so important for you to really focus on getting well in these 4 areas. So if you missed any of the other episodes, I encourage you to go and listen to them. Find out the strategies that we use when you need to set your physical, emotional, and mental self straight now that you've heard the spiritual. I hope this has helped you and resonated with you. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. I will make sure that all the things that we've talked about are in the show notes so that you can refer to those notes and you can find the link if you're interested in learning more about Inner Realm. At the end of the day, I just want you to be well. You take care of yourself in the meantime, and I will see you in the next episode.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the show and found something inspiring to take with you on your wellness journey. If you're ready to dive deeper and kickstart your journey into well-being, visit mvp.brightideaco.com/free flourish. Take our free training to get you started. And don't forget to check out our store at brightideaco.store, where you'll find a curated list of tools and resources to support your personal growth in your journey. You'll find the links to these in the description and the show notes below. But before you go, be sure to hit subscribe and also tap that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we release new episodes. Well, I can't wait to see you next time. Until then, take care of yourself and keep shining bright.